She has been in a handful of notable movies and came back in the public eye because of an HBO series. But if you know the name Tippi Hedren, you probably know it from the 1963 Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds. Today is her 94th birthday. We spoke with her in 2010 when she came to Maine for a fundraiser for Preble Street.
Of course, we had to talk with her about this decades-old movie that has remained a part of the collective consciousness. When she got the part, she wasn't even acting in movies. As Kathleen Shannon discovered, she was doing a commercial.
Yeah, it was a pet milk product, a diet drink called Seago. And one of the executives called me and asked if I was that woman on the commercial. I said yes. He said, well, is somebody interested in you? And I said, oh, who? And he said, well, why don't you come over and we'll talk about it. So I went over to the studio, and that was on a Friday the 13th of October. Herman Citron, who was Hitch's agent, told me that he wanted to sign me to a contract, and if I agreed with the terms, we'd go over and meet him. So I was under contract.
Did your jaw drop on the floor?
I didn't know whether to jump up and down and run up and down the halls or burst into tears. I thought that I would just be doing his weekly television shows. And we did a screen test that was very long. It took 3 days. We did scenes from Rebecca, Catch a Thief, and another one. And there were three entirely different women. And after the screen test had been put, Notorious, that's what it was.
Wow.
After the screen test had been assembled, I was invited to Jason's to sit at the Hitchcock table, and Lou Wasserman, then president of Universal, came to sit with us. And Hitch placed a very beautifully wrapped package in front of me from Gump's in San Francisco, and I opened it, and it was a gold and seed pearl pin of 3 birds in flight. He said, we want you to play Melanie Daniels in The Birds.
I think you're the cause of all this. I think you're evil! Evil!
Tell us about the experience of doing it. How was it to work with Alfred Hitchcock?
Well, he was my drama coach as well as my director, because The Birds was my first film. So it was important that even though I had a good technical background in all the set stuff, becoming a character is an entirely different thing. So he helped me with that, and had me sit in on meetings with every phase of making a motion picture. And I repeatedly went and sat with these, in on these meetings, so that I would acquire an education about how do you make a movie.
He sounds quite egalitarian.
Oh, yes.
Forward-thinking?
Yes.
Take this plumed hat from the period of Charles I. How proud the birds must have been to have their feathers plucked out to brighten man's drab life.
Do you kind of cringe when people like me bring it up?
Not at all. Do you know that it is probably every actor's dream to have a film that people really remember? No, I feel so fortunate.
Her memory.
Incredible. Incredible.
The fact she remembers it was October 13th. It was a Friday when she had that first meeting.
Right. Although that is pretty memorable.
I threw that one would stick out. Inappropriate for the way that all unfolded.
But just, so full of grace and humble, and yeah, just
surprising to see for Hollywood. But Tippi, by the way, was also in Hitchcock's Marnie alongside Sean Connery. She did the last movie that Charlie Chaplin was involved in. Chaplin directed. The star of that movie was Marlon Brando. Well, when Kathy pointed that out, Hedren said, quote, I have worked with a lot of men with big egos.
Fair enough.
Keith isn't even here for us to crack a joke. What a shame.